See, yep. You already know what it is. Southpaw Talk with Southpaw Slick. And today's video is going to be based on a question from one of my Instagram followers. And you know which follower it is. The one that likes to ask me about dating questions, like, would I date a woman like this or like that? He's back this time. And he came up with the question, would I date a woman that doesn't know how to cook? I don't know why, like I said, I didn't see this one coming. This should have been one I saw coming. And the reason he asked me this question is because he said himself that ideally he wouldn't want to date a woman that couldn't cook. You know, like, I'm the man, I expect my woman to know how to cook. Coming across the wrong way. That's that entitlement that I'll be talking about. How some people have. You know what I mean? It's even worse when a man has entitlement. You know what I mean? But fine, that's you. I mean, if you're the guy that paid the cost to be the boss, fine, you can make that the man. If you're just a regular schmegular guy, you know, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's going to really work for you, but whatever. But to answer your question, would I date a woman that doesn't know how to cook? My initial answer is yes. I would date a woman that doesn't know how to cook, but it also depends. It also depends. Now, if she's more career driven, you know, works a 9 to 5, about her bag, fine. I don't expect her to cook, at least not every day, if at all. It would be nice, or it can be a shared responsibility. I cook sometimes, you cook sometimes. I'm with that. I'm cool with that. I'm more than fine with that. But if she's the type of woman that wants to be a housewife, you know what I mean? And I'm talking a more traditional housewife. You know what I mean? Like I said before, we cannot be 100% traditional in a modern society, even though mostly women expect men to be no matter what, while they can do and be whatever. You know what I mean? But if she's willing to do her wifely duties, fine. I expect her to know how to cook and expect her to cook. Even if it's not every day. I don't expect the woman to cook 7 days a week. Even if it's 4 days a week. I can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying, but if she's like the type, like how some of these women say they want to be housewives, but they're not really with the shit. Okay, let me break it down. A woman that wants to not work, that's the code language. She doesn't want to work, wants to live off of a man 100%, but do nothing in exchange for it. That's the type of housewife I can't get down with. I'm saying if she cooks, she cleans, she's a caretaker, you know, like your mama and grandmama used to do it. I'm saying that type of traditional housewife. You know, not exactly 1950s, because I don't expect that, but something close to that. You know what I mean? Even more so if the man is paying 100%, literally everything. Like I said, that includes the rent, mortgage, utilities, groceries, little small expenses here and there, just pays for every damn thing. I'm saying that's the least you can do, is cook, clean, take care of the kids, even though that I think should be a shared responsibility as well, which I've brought up in a few videos in the past. But like I said, my initial answer is yes. I would date a woman that doesn't know how to cook, but I would say as long as she's willing to learn. You know what I mean? Because someone, especially in this day and age, I said our generation and the next, a lot of them didn't learn how to cook. A lot of them grew up on fucking McDonald's, you know, fast food, TV dinners, or something that's like, that doesn't take much effort, you know, like tacos or spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? They eat, but the thing is, some people can cook some fire-ass tacos. Some people can cook some fire-ass spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody doesn't cook it the same. But I mean the basic way. You know, just boil some noodles, throw some sauce on it, and that's it. Don't even put no meat or nothing in the sauce. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking like that. You know, like just real basic. Or they didn't learn how to cook at all. Like I said, like, let's say the last person that learned how to cook was their grandmother. and she didn't pass down her skills to her mom or her aunt, so she never learned how to cook. But I'm saying, but now with access to the internet, cookbooks, I'm saying it's like, it's pretty much, like, if you want to learn, you can. That's what I'm saying. If she's willing to learn, that'd be great. But I'm not going to look at it as a deal breaker or a red flag, because some people just can't cook, both men and women. You know what I mean? Kind of like Bird in Soul Food. She just couldn't cook. I'm saying Terry, Maxine, okay, they got it. But I'm saying Bird, she just couldn't cook like Big Mama. But at least somebody in the family knows how to, or a couple people know how to. That's fine. The reason I'm saying yes is because I have an example that, I think of. And that's my uncle, who just turned 50, by the way, last week. Him and his wife, they've been married for, if the math is mathing, they've been married for 26 years. Still together, going strong, right? Okay, my aunt that he married, she herself doesn't really know how to cook. She's definitely not a cook. And also within her family, they're not the best cooks as well. I actually tried her grandmother's cooking when we went for my cousin, their son's graduation back in 2017, and they were throwing an after party at my aunt's play building. She does plays, and the grandmother brought some food. She brought some ziti, and I can't remember what else. I think it was ziti, some green beans, and like some meatballs. That's it. Green beans, ziti, and some meatballs. The food itself didn't look too bad. It looked edible, right? But when I finally ate it, it was very bland. The thing is, prior to that, I never tried any of her family's cooking. I just heard it from word of mouth, from my mother and her siblings, that they tried their cooking and it's not all that great. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it ain't the best thing either. It looks good, but doesn't taste great. There you go. And I definitely got to experience that day. And I was like, damn, it's like, I can eat it, but it ain't it. It's definitely something I want to be like rushing and be like, oh, can she cook again? No, definitely not. The food was very bland. Like, it didn't have too much flavor. And that was one thing, when my aunt and my uncle first got together, that was one thing that she noticed when she tried my grandmother's cooking for the first time. I said, rest her soul. She was like, this food is good. It got so much flavor, got so much taste. Oh, my family don't cook like that, according to my mom and her siblings. It's like, that's how she reacted. Like, she was just blown away by my grandmother's cooking. Thankfully, my grandmother put everybody on game. Except the uncle I'm talking about and the uncle that is third in line in front of my mom. My mom is the second youngest out of all five siblings. So those are the only two that don't know how to cook. But the oldest son, the second oldest daughter, and my mom, they know how to throw down in the kitchen. Especially the oldest, because he learned from my grandmother, plus he learned on his own. Like different, like shows like Wolfgang Puck and Emerald, and traveling all over the world because he was in the Navy, so he got put on game. And my uncle can throw down in the kitchen, like, especially like when it comes to the grill. Like, if we have a barbecue or a cookout, that's the go-to right there. That's the one. That is the one, man. Like, my mom can cook her ass off too. Like, my mom knows how to cook. My aunt, the second oldest, she knows how to cook. They are A1, day one, like, for real. I'll say my grandmother is probably still the best. Like, that's probably in most cases, right? But they do come damn near close, right? Also, my paternal grandmother, who passed near the end of last year, rest her soul as well. Um, her cooking was very limited. I mean, my dad is from Haiti, all his siblings, everybody's from Haiti, right? But my grandmother didn't cook a lot of different Haitian dishes. The only one she really would cook is yellow rice, or black rice, or Jean rice, which some Haitians are familiar with this chicken and onion gravy, and it is fire. And she also taught one of my aunts, how to cook, because she's the only one that really knows how to cook now, since my grandmother passed. And she put her on game with that. That rice is fucking amazing, along with the white rice and the Southpaw with dumplings. That shit is hitting. Those are the main two dishes that she was known for. Yeah, her cooking range wasn't that vast, but what she did know how to make, she know how to throw down. You know, it wasn't like she was making any like, you know, like banan peze with pon safi, or, you know, like anything like that. But she definitely knew how to throw down in the kitchen from what she did know how to cook. And that's fine too. Even if you don't know how to cook a lot of things, I'd rather you be a master at cooking one or a couple things than be subpar at cooking a whole variety. You know what I mean? Also, when my uncle and my aunt, the one I told you that really couldn't cook, when she went to go visit my second oldest aunt, after they left, that's what she was telling my mom on the phone, that she couldn't believe how many restaurant containers were in the fridge after they left, because they're so used to eating out all the time. But like I said, that's fine too. Like, I don't mind, you know, eating out. I'm saying getting fast food, fine. But as long as that's not all we eat. Because I'm thinking about kids. If I have kids with this woman, I don't want my kids to eat fucking McDonald's and Burger King all the fucking time. I want them to have a home-cooked meal as well. That's why I said it would be nice. Like, she doesn't have to know how to cook, but if she's at least willing to learn, I'm saying that would be dope. But break's about to be over. Southpaw Slick, I'm out.